Okay, we are Jesse and JD from iHeartRadio Canada and CJ92, and we are pleased to be joined on the phone by the great Liam Gallagher of Oasis fame. Has a solo album on the way. We just got our first taste of it. Now, Come On You Know is going to come out May the 27th. It's available now for pre-order, but the first song, Everything's Electric, is out now. And Liam, it's awesome. We love it.
Yeah, no, I like it, man. It's got a good vibe. Can't wait to play it live, and yeah, I'm happy with it, man.
We wanted to ask you about playing it live. You know, here in Canada, we haven't had a big ass rock show in a very long time, and we're hoping we're heading towards the summer of big rock shows again. This sounds like the kind of song, you know, we need to hear careening off the walls of an arena. How excited are you to play this thing live?
Yeah, dead excited. I mean, my mate lives in Canada, so I feel your pain, man. He tells me all the time like, that you're sort of coming out of lockdown now. So, yeah. In the last couple of years, it's been a nightmare for everyone, sort of like not doing gigs. But in England, I got away with doing some last summer before it all went. We all went into lockdown. So no, I'm excited to get out. Hopefully, it's all kind of coming to an end now. So we can get out back to normal, whatever normal was or is.
And Liam, you know, Everything's Electric, obviously a big first track with a pretty cool backstory. You got to collaborate and co-write this song with Dave Grohl. He's on the drums. And I know you've played with the Foo Fighters before, and you and Dave are both ridiculously talented in your own rights. What was your biggest takeaway from writing a song with a peer of yours like Dave Grohl?
Well, what happened, we never got in the studio together. It was done like he was in LA and that with Greg Kirsten and that, and like my album, we sort of finished it. And then I get a phone call, so I'm thinking, right, we finished the album, that's it, I'm happy with it, I'm going to the pub now to celebrate. And then we get a phone call going, look, Dave Grohl and Greg Kirsten have got this tune, do you want to hear it? Is there any room for it on the album? So I said, you know, let's have a listen. So I listened to it, and I thought to myself, yeah, I'll have a bit of that. So I booked back into the studio, went in there, done my bit, and this is what we got out of it. So hopefully it'll be nice to actually do some more down the line where we're actually in the studio, you know what I mean? But, you know, you've got to go with the flow, haven't you? Dave Grohl, the Foo Fighters, obviously he's in the band and all that, but I think he's coming to his own being in the Foo Fighters. You know, he writes some mega tunes. So I'd be stupid not to give it a twirl, you know what I mean?
You know, Liam, you've obviously got to work with some great people over the years, and, you know, this collaboration with Dave Grohl. Do you have anybody on, like, a bucket list of yours for, you know, a future recording with, someone that you'd like to work with that you haven't already?
No, not really, man. It's like I kind of don't go about like that, you know what I mean? It's otherwise you just seem a bit desperate, you know what I mean? I just sort of, if the tune's good and you know what I mean, and it comes my way and, like, you know, there's room for it on the record, then I'll do it. But I don't sort of go around like harboring, like, you know, start, you know, hauling myself out, going, I wish I could work with them and all that, because I think you'd kind of be disappointed by some of the outcome and that. This one just happened out of the blue, you know what I mean? I've known Dave a bit, I wouldn't say we're best mates and that, but we've done some touring together, and I like him, and I speak to Taylor, the drummer, like, quite a bit and all that stuff. So, you know, I like the Foo Fighters. I think you know, they work hard, they put a lot of albums out, and I'm a big fan.
So I wanted to ask you a question, Liam, that we've asked of many musicians and many artists over the last little while, but I'm especially curious as to how you would answer it, you know, as a rock and roll veteran, a guy who's been playing rock and roll and writing rock and roll, creating like that for several decades. What have the last couple of years been like for you creatively? You know, we've talked to artists who have struggled and said, like, you know, being locked inside is just not conducive to making my art. And other people have told us, like, you know, I've written more now than ever. What's it like for a rock and roll veteran, you know, to have to go through something like a pandemic and come out of it with an album?
I didn't really. I mean, listen, I'd done a tour just before it all hit, so I was quite happy with the time off. You know what I mean? And we were going to have the time off anyway, so I wasn't going to put another record out anyway. So for me, the first time that happened, it was nice to chill out. The sun was shining. I was in the garden, just catching up with the mates and that. You know what I mean? We were just having a bit of time out. So I was cool with that. And then obviously the second time when we come back out of lockdown, I thought to myself, I'm getting a bit bored of this now. So I've got a little studio in the house, and then we started messing about with some tunes, and yeah, it was good. I mean, I'd rather it this way. And there's nothing worse than putting an album out and not being able to go and do it. So I'm glad I've kind of finished my album now, and I'm kind of opening up again. You know what I mean? Imagine having 2 years sitting on an album. It would have, it would have done my head in.
And Liam, you know, there's your new record, Come On You Know, is coming out May 27th. Everything's Electric. The first single on that album is awesome. You know, there's a song on the new record coming out that you said is being dedicated to your brother Noel. And obviously, because it's your brother, you know, all eyes and ears are going to be dissecting that track. You know, what made you want to write a song to dedicate to him, and has he heard it yet?
Well, I was only joking when I said I dedicated him. I dedicate the whole album to him, you know what I mean? But no, he hasn't heard anything yet. But, it wasn't a dig. It's a nice song.
I wanted to ask you, too, you talked about getting a chance to get back out on the stage and jump back up there, for the first time in a long time. You played for a bunch of healthcare workers, and I thought that was just a really neat gesture on your part, to note some heroes and then make sure those heroes were properly rewarded for their heroism. How cool of a moment was that? Can you take us inside that, getting to jump up on stage again, not only what it meant for you, but as a way to also pay some respect?
Well, yeah, man. Obviously, the NHS over there is a big thing and that, you know what I mean? I've got a lot of family and that, and a lot of people in England, a lot of people use it, you know what I mean? So, and they've always been there since we were kids and that type of. So, and I think you get a bit of a shitty deal by the government. So yeah, it was nice to do something for them. But for the gig, and they enjoyed it, and it's nice to be appreciated, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it feels like you can't give enough of a hell yeah to heroes like that.
Exactly. Well, exactly. They're saving people's lives all the time, but they know. And listen, they know how much we love them and that.
Well, Liam, we appreciate your time, and we're so excited to hear the rest of this album because our first taste of it, Everything's Electric from Come On You Know, is just so damn exciting, man. So thanks for your time, and we can't wait to hear the rest of it.
You're welcome, my man, and I'll get over there as soon as possible. Enjoy the snow.
Yeah, Liam, we can't wait to have you back here in Canada. And you said you have a friend that lives here. Where's he from?
He lives in Toronto. I'm not really sure about where and that, but he lives in Toronto. He's a big gangster head, so he might be listening to the thing or stoned out of his mind somewhere.
Actually, you know what? Before we let you go, Liam, I wanted to ask you about that. We're obviously a couple of guys with apparently thick Canadian accents. We're Canadians. We don't hear the Canadian in our accent, but you're a dude with an accent too. Have we made any sense to you at all here?
No, I can understand you, man. I don't get all the fuss. The Americans are always taking the mickey out of the Canadians going, I'm not going to say you all sound the same and that, but I can understand you, man.
Well, thanks so much for your time, Liam. We look forward to hearing that new album and seeing you live again here in Canada soon, buddy.
Welcome. See you in a bit.